Hello, I'm IBX2Cat, and welcome back to episode 7 of The Toy Cat Show. This is an audio-only show I run on the second channel, where I talk about gaming news, technology news, and YouTube news. And with me again, we have potential co-host, Z1 and Only Gaming. Hello.
Hi! I'm feeling better today.
Really?
Because I was ill last time, wasn't I?
You're not going to leave the show midway through and abandon me?
Nope, I will not need a toilet break. I will not need to go for any biscuits. I will be much more enthusiastic with my voice because my nose is no longer blocked up all the way to my stomach.
Yay!
Yay!
You have his word for it, guys. And would you like me to call me Zono, your Zono, or AJ? Just out the way right now. And what should the viewers call you? AJ, Zono?
Well, I usually
Zone
either
J?
take Sir or my Lord or God. So,
My Lord. My Lord, what have you been playing this week? I know the answer, but say it anyway, just so we can nerd out about it.
I literally last week recorded 2 weeks worth of Minecraft so I could play Fallout all week.
See, some people...
And I never record at weekends either. And today and tomorrow, well, maybe not tomorrow. We might be going out with the other half, but I'll be recording Fallout all week. It's ridiculous.
You've done the office equivalent of just calling in sick for a week so you can play a video game, which I entirely admire. Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I only gave myself 3 days of Fallout because I was like, if I give myself any more, then life as a whole will just drop in quality afterwards. And
that's what's happened.
It's like any day where you're not playing Fallout all day is just like, this is a shame.
I went out in the car today, and I was so surprised that I could get in the car. You know what I mean? My door was locked. I thought, I haven't got any bobby pins. How am I going to get into the locked car?
I love that. I think it's called the Tetris effect when video games start to seep into your real life.
That's it.
That's how you know when you really, really love a video game. Like when I first got into League of Legends, when I'd see a big room, I'd be like, where are the bushes? I need to find a bush. Like there's so many people here, I'm scared. And like,
yeah, well, I play a game and I'll play it until I start dreaming about it. And once I start dreaming about it, I stop.
Well, maybe dreams are a worse measure, because aren't dreams kind of almost random? Like you could be genuinely addicted to a game and not dream because you're not sleeping enough to dream, right? So
yeah, I suppose
I mean that doesn't prevent you from going too far.
Well, when you start daydreaming about the game as well, then you're like, nope, that's enough. I'm selling the game. I am not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, have you ever been doing something really cool in real life and be like, oh, this isn't quite as cool as that video game? Yeah, that's when you need to stop. Anyway, we talk about news here as well as just the Fallout, but a lot of the news this week is Fallout because Fallout is massive. The Bethesda as a studio have kind of grown from being kind of the indie studio of the earlier Elder Scrolls games to now when they release a game, it's the biggest thing that year, or at least very close. And Fallout 4 is no exception because in the first. These figures came out on Friday, so that'd be 4 days worth of sales, right? If I did my maths. They sold $750 million worth of units of Fallout 4, which I believe it hasn't broken a record yet, but it means as long as it doesn't drop, it's on track to be the best-selling game, or one of the best-selling games of all time at the very least. Which is
it wouldn't surprise me.
And to put this in more perspective, it's sold more copies than Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas in their lifetimes combined already.
No way.
It's nuts. It's absolute nuts. And to be fair, I think everyone who's bought the game hasn't felt like they've gone on a hype train. They introduced this new one. They're like, how did I not know about this before? And I think that's cool. And
what's even better is the game has lived up to the hype. Too often nowadays is that there's the developers put in millions of pounds into advertisement and hundreds of pounds into the game. And
this game has so much chance.
It's brilliant.
But the one thing that really interested me is it lived up to the hype train, despite looking how it does, which you can say what you want to, and despite having all these bugs, it has so much content and amazing, just good game in there, that people forgive that and the hype, and they still think it's amazing, and they'll be playing for days, like us. And that's amazing to me.
On that subject, to be honest, I am not disappointed with the graphics. Some people are saying that it's very similar to Fallout 3 and New Vegas. I completely disagree. I think it is a much vast improvement to those. I think it's on the same as Mass Effect 3. It's got a very similar facial.
I think we need to clarify, though, because I think on a technical level it's similar, because it uses the same engine, but they use much better colours, and they make a good-looking game that's not technically good. Like,
Yeah.
if you break down a screenshot, you'd be like, well, you see, the trees fade out at just the same level, and they have the same ambient, or whatever. You can just say that stuff. But as far as how it looks, it's just better, right? Like, there's no
100%.
argument. No one's gonna be like,
100%.
I'm going to go back to New Vegas. It's way better than this.
I do seem to play at night all the time, though. I have no idea where the day is.
Do you mean real life night or Fallout?
No, in Fallout, like I'll be wandering around the wasteland. It'll be nighttime. I'll go into a warehouse. I'll come out and it'll be nighttime, and I never ever see the sun.
Did you know there is a perk just for you that can actually give you a boost to your stats at night?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
But yeah, I will say, yeah, nighttime the game drops in how it looks. Like every city seems to have this amazing kind of coloring to it, but in the night it's just it's all dark and maybe that's
on the other side, it's the first Fallout game that gets dark at night. If you've played Fallout 3 or New Vegas, when it goes nighttime, it's the same brightness, just with a blue sky.
Yeah.
With a dark blue sky, but you can still see just as far.
Yeah, you raise a good point. I didn't even probably notice that. But
when you go back to Fallout 3,
even now though, Fallout 4's not dark. It's just an improvement, you know?
Yeah.
There'll
be a mod for real lighting, I expect.
And will you be able to get it on the Xbox One? That's the next big question.
Hopefully. I haven't seen a workshop button, though, on the console.
Oh, because it's coming in January.
Ah, right. They'll implement something then.
That's what they said, and it'll probably be delayed. And the thing about it is they have two options as to how they make it work, right? So option 1 is install any mod from the PC you want, and, we'll convert and make it work on the console. But we can't guarantee your frame rate or your resolution. And, you can install these cool graphics mods, but you'll be running at like 6 FPS at that point. Or they can say only non-frame rate affecting mods, and you end up with like 1% of the total mods. Like, oh, there's a new sword I can download from the workshop, or oh, there's a new NPC that will be in the game. And that's why I think it's in this really tricky place where even if it works, is it really going to work? What do you think?
It's a step.
Yeah, okay. So, are you going to be?
What it is.
Will you look at the mods, download, and be like, okay, let's run this on PC, or do you think you'll be happy enough with them on console though, with those limitations?
I can't tell until we get some mods, a decent amount of mods out on the console, because the Xbox. I'm not saying the Xbox is already struggling with Fallout as a base game.
It is, though.
But at some points it is. Do you know what I mean? I haven't had any frame drops, apart from the occasional you open up a chest and it sort of lags for the moment. Like lock picking a door, you unlock it and then it just hangs for a non-noticeable amount of time unless you're the one playing it.
So I think I will say before I say any of this, I'm in probably the top 5% of PC owners as far as rig specs go, because YouTuber and stuff. But as I played the console version for those first 4 days, and I learned to just get used to all the crap. And now moving over to the PC, oh my god! So there'd be a frame drop at least once every hour to 2 FPS, or just freezing for 5 seconds. Loading screens 40 seconds? No, loading screens 5 to 10 seconds on PC.
Loading screens is something that is quite funny.
We had
recording it as well at the moment, and I say every time we go through a door, it's like, if I have to sit through it, you do. I'm not cutting it out. We're gonna sit through this together. I'm not going through it if you guys get to skip it.
Man, I feel as though you could go on a whole monologue and you could tell your entire opinions on one subject. We had a Twitter conversation during loading screens at one point, and there was still spare time afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah, I usually end up reading the load screen, the little tips.
You read it and then you wait patiently for the next one, some exciting
exactly.
stuff. Sometimes I'm there's going to be a really good angle on this item. Have you noticed? This is something I noticed only on day 2. If you press X, it will go green.
What goes green?
The item. It's exciting. It's like night vision.
I have not. Well, that gives me something to do on the first load screen.
Your first load screen will go by a regular load screen on a regular game. Anyway, we're literally talking about loading screens now, so we should move on to the second subject, which is also Fallout, but not Fallout 4. Fallout 3, in fact. So it's a wider discussion about Xbox One backward compatibility, which, first of all, are you familiar with it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it basically, if you have I don't know entirely which 360 games work, but they're just picking almost random ones at this point and being
There's a list. There's about 139, I think, at the moment.
But there's no good reason for them all to be on there, as far as I can tell.
There's also no good games apart from Fallout 3.
Yeah, Fallout 3 is one of the first good games. I think one of the Mass Effects is, but it runs awfully.
The first Mass Effect. I looked through the list.
It's
never
one.
even heard of a single one, let alone own one of them.
So I assume they must be picking the easiest ones then, so the way the Xbox One thing actually works is it emulates the 360, which is really impressive. Like I think the fact
it is impressive.
But most games run a lot worse on the one than they do on the 360, which is surprising given how much more powerful it is. But Fallout 3 is an exception. I don't know why, or if maybe because they want to show it off because it's like the big title, and it actually runs better. So in a lot of cases where you would get frame drops on the on Fallout 3, you just don't on the Xbox One. On the 360 you get frame drops. On the one you don't generally, and although sometimes you will, in general it's just a more smooth, like kind of 30 FPS solid experience, and I think that's cool. I think the fact that your Xbox One runs it better is like a selling point, right?
Yes, yeah.
They've gone from no backwards compatibility, which was the same as the PS4, to a generation where backwards compatibility improves your games, and that's awesome. I think
it's definitely good. I got a little bit annoyed though because when I pre-purchased Fallout 4, I got a copy of Fallout 3 for the 360. However, at the time, there was no backwards compatibility. You know, it was announced, but no games were sort of said to be. Mm-hmm. So, in one of my videos, I gave away my copy of Fallout 3 because my 360 doesn't work. My 360 works, but my TV doesn't, for some reason, work with the 360. So I literally only use my Xbox One. So I gave away my copy of Fallout 3, and literally the next day, they went, "Here's backwards compatibility. Oh, and Fallout 3 works with it." I'm like, what?
Is a part of you tempted to go out and buy it? Because I know on the PC it's not exactly a working game.
Well, not when I've got Fallout 4, to be honest.
Wait, ask your fans to do a giveaway for you. Like, okay,
give me the game.
Like this video, and you'll have a chance at me using your code.
Yeah, that sounds good, yeah.
I'm sure lots of people would be down for that.
What would be the opposite of a giveaway?
A take from.
A takeaway.
A takeaway. It's official. Zona's running a takeaway business.
Yeah, whoever gives me the most expensive game, I will subscribe to.
Oh.
How about that?
You have to promise to watch every video and give feedback, though, I think.
I will watch
for at least
I
one
will watch 3 minutes of a random video.
Oh. All at once.
All in one session. Yeah, I won't break it up.
This is pretty generous of you. I think you're overcommitting to this.
It'll be any 3 minutes of any video of your choosing to.
So I could make you watch, like, I don't know, Rick Astley for 3 minutes.
Yes.
At max volume.
Yes.
See, now this is an investment I might have to consider. Anyway, yes.
You've got to give me the most expensive game.
That's a problem right there. Well, that's Fallout 3's talk. Very, very relevant, I'm sure. We can both agree. Let's move. So before we move on to the next one, I want to talk about how I kind of came across this, because Minecraft for the Wii U, it's something I've spoke about on the main channel, was just kind of thrown out there by PEGI, the European game rated people, and they're like, oh yeah, this is coming out today, it's rated 7, all this sort of stuff. And basically, there's no way that this happens like because someone just mistakes something for something, because to get rated by PEGI, you have to pay 2,100 euros if it's a brand new game, or 1,050 if it is a game on other platforms. And the fact that it's on there means something, and I'd like to know what you think it means, Zona. What do you think just PEGI accidentally showing off a game means?
It's not like someone at PEGI played a joke and decided to put Minecraft on there. Do you know what I mean?
There is a tiny chance. I mean, it's not zero.
I suppose so, but...
yeah, it's not what happened. We should be logical.
Well...
in the same way, it's not Barack Obama pulling the strings and making it happen.
The game isn't actually announced for it. I think that's the next thing that we need to say is that
yes,
you watched it, didn't you? You watched the press of it.
So yeah, it hinted to, because there was a big Nintendo announcement on the exact same day that the release date was, and we assumed it's a placeholder, they made a mistake or something. And I watched the whole thing, and they even had a section on like games from other platforms coming to Nintendo now, and I'm like, oh, they're saving it for last, and it's like, nope. Just nothing, and
it wasn't there.
That's their last announcement stream until I think mid-December. So it's
the choices is either they were going to do it and it was cancelled, or they are still planning to do it, but like 4J, it takes longer than what we think it does.
Or maybe they're squatting on the idea, like, so if Like maybe they want to pitch it to I don't know. Like I feel like there's a tiny chance that like they might be pitching it to Nintendo, but already having it done. Like, okay, we've got this team, 4J. They make console versions. They've worked on lots of different consoles. We've got the game rated. All it takes is your go ahead, and boom, we'll make it happen. And that's like Microsoft's Mojang's pitch to Nintendo, maybe, because they both have said in the past they want this to happen. Nintendo have made comments about how we'd love to have Minecraft because it feels like a fit for our platform. Mojang has said we want it on everything. And to me, maybe that's them a part of a pitch. It seems like an expensive part of a pitch, but I feel as though that's the very least it is. And it's the very most is they finish the game and they're just working out when to release it.
It's really, really hard to tell. Maybe, I'm just putting this out here, I'm not complaining about 4J, but maybe that's the reason why updates have been taking so long recently. Maybe they've been working on it.
That actually that would be a pretty good reason if you ask me, because we had like I know we're getting a big update, but this last year we had a very underwhelming update.
It was very sparse, yeah,
for 6 months of work, and that makes me think, yeah, maybe the only times this has happened before is when they were releasing other editions. So maybe Minecraft Wii U is going to come out just before or just after the next update.
Yeah.
But then if it was coming out soon, it would have been announced in that stream. Like Minecraft on their console, that's a big deal. I feel as though a lot of
they're not going to just surprise everybody with it, are they? You know what I mean?
I saw comment I made on my main channel. I made a video and I saw a lot of comments, people being like, "I wanted to buy my kids this, but there's just not a point buying them a Wii U if there's no Minecraft." Like that's what a lot of kids
like. That's what they want to play.
Exactly, right? Like, and Nintendo like to be the platform of the games you want to play, I imagine. So. We'll have to wait for something, but I imagine we will get something. Just when is the big question. And I'm going to go on record right now and say early next year, we'll just see a big announcement and then it'll come out in the middle of next year.
And I'm going to announce that when it does come out, I will not be playing it. So.
Oh, no. Okay.
I'm not a Wii guy.
Let me sell you on the Wii U, because I feel as though the Wii U as a console is marginalized and discriminated against. So... The reason Minecraft Wii U is something I will pick up, and I'll have to pick up a Wii U because I sold my half a Wii U, is because that gamepad can basically function as a permanent inventory. So instead of having to press Y like a peasant, you can just move it around your screen. Plus, I've seen like loads of mock-up images. You could have a map on there permanently, so you don't have to keep pulling out a map. You can do so many cool things with it, like. You could have like two people play on the same screen by having one person play on the gamepad, one person play on the main screen. Like the options are limitless.
I'm a lazy guy. I want to look in one place.
Okay.
At all times.
So as a lazy person, wouldn't you like to get more exercise? Imagine they use the Wiimotes, which are a controller.
No, that's the opposite of a lazy person.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Okay.
I don't want to move my arm in a pickaxe swinging way in order to mine a block.
I would do that,
especially when I need to mine obsidian.
Oh my god.
I'm not swinging for 5 minutes.
I'm doing the motion right now, and I'm gonna. Okay. So this is 13 seconds. Okay, yeah, my arm's getting. I feel as though if you're doing like 10 obsidian, you're gonna be like, "Ow, let's stop playing Minecraft."
And then I'm not using my left arm to then place down the blocks.
I thought the idea was cool until you ruined it. Thanks. Jeez.
Just the effort.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Well, I think it could be marketed as a fitness tool. But then, yeah, okay, so get this. You've got kids. All they do is sit there watching their screens, playing their video games. You don't know what to do about them. Buy them, they'll just hate it. They'll just go back, actually. Never mind. That's ruined.
The trouble is with the Wii is that there's always a way to do it without doing the exercise way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So, it'll be used once, and then that'll be it.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I'm really not a Wii console guy. I never really have been. My parents are big Wii console gamers. That's the only console that they play on.
The original Wii was old people.
That's the only one that we have. Yeah, we didn't have a Wii
U. The original Wii has the lowest games per console of any console ever, because people bought it because they saw their friends playing Wii Sports. Were like, oh, I'd like to play that.
Yeah,
and lots of my family members have it for that exact purpose.
I think it's the same with the original Kinect.
Yeah, exactly.
The only reason why you got Kinect was because you played bowling at someone else's who has Kinect. And the only reason why Kinect is so why everybody has Kinect now is because we had to forcefully buy it with the console.
And then they stopped. They ruined Okay, mini rant. The one thing you accomplish by forcing everyone to buy it is then developers can use it because everyone has a Kinect. Therefore, but then a year in, they realize, oh, we're tanking. Maybe if we stop selling the Kinect, and it's like you just ruin. You force people to buy this for a year and then tell them it's useless because no developer has used the Kinect now because they can't.
Yeah,
it's like if the PS4 they stopped selling controllers with the speakers and the touchpad, so developers can't use it anymore. It's like what? That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
And now I haven't used the Kinect since like a long. I haven't used it in at least a year. What about you?
You can't even use the Kinect with Minecraft, can you?
No, they announced support and then they just disannounced it later.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with it. Like, can you work out anything? I guess no. I can't.
No.
Yell place block.
Nothing that will help.
Yell place block. Yell walk forwards. Yell place block.
It's only going to make things more difficult and slower.
If there was voice recognition, signs would get easier. That's one thing.
Yeah, but voice
it would be
has never worked. Do you know what I mean? Although Siri is very, very clever, it still sucks.
Yeah, I mean, even the best, just... I don't know if voice recognition will ever work, because there's just too many different dialects. Like, even us, we're from the same country. We're from very close parts of the same country. But I'm sure you can all hear intensely different pronunciations of words.
Yeah, you can't get us confused.
And I think that might be a part of the UK being such a, accent-heavy country. But even then, like, if we get a Frenchman in here, then we get an American in here, then we get someone from the north of England, and they've all got, like, it's basically a different language that has the same words. Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if voice recognition will go. Wait, we went way off subject. The reason that all came up is because in the 2 hours or so of Minecraft of Nintendo Direct I did watch, they announced something I thought was cool and kind of showing that Nintendo are running out of ideas and they're going to milk the nostalgia bucket because they are releasing the classic Pokemon games, Red, Blue, and Yellow, on the Virtual Console. I don't know what the price is, but I know it's not going to be cheap. And the key selling point is it's just like kind of like play the exact games how they were, no graphical upgrades, but instead of having to use that transfer cable, the one that no one ever had, so you didn't trade with friends, you can do it online. So they made one improvement to the game and they're selling it for a hefty price. And I want to know what your opinion is. Do you think that's a thing that you'd like at all?
Well, one, it was actually never fun playing your friends because whoever spent the most time playing the game won, and that was basically the end of it.
Pokemon is such a bad game to play.
Yeah, it's not multiplayer friendly.
Even if you have you ever watched competitive Pokemon?
Yes, I have.
All it is like everyone, because everyone has to be the max level to be competitive. Everyone has the best item, which you shouldn't be able to get multiple of, but you have to duplicate it. Everyone just one-hit KOs, or if you have a heavy health Pokemon, they take 2 hits. And it's just working out what your opponent's going to do.
Whoever hits first.
It's so ridiculous, and it's not a great multiplayer game. But trading with friends, that's cool.
Very, very, or makes it easier to get the ones that can only be evolved by trading.
Yeah, no, I hated that they locked some of those off. Like,
yeah, that was really, really annoying. It got to the extent that buying extra Game Boys and getting to the point of where you could trade on this other spare console.
So even though my brother and I both had Game Boys, we could never get a cable. And we didn't know we needed a cable. We're just like, there are just some Pokemon we can't get. And I had to buy Nintendo Stadium for the N64 and like put it in the slot, trade it through there, give it to him. And it's like, oh my god, this is terrible.
I think Pokemon owns the my own personal record of the most unknown feature that's on the main home screen. The mystery box. The mystery box, nobody knows how it really truly works. It's like some people say, well, you get a random item from it, it's a mystery box, but you need the cable, and then some people are saying you don't need the cable. And it's
the original games had a mystery box on the home, like
I
Red,
don't
Blue.
I don't think the original ones.
Oh,
did,
okay.
no.
I was going to say that. Yeah. I don't think I played this game.
But I never really understood that. And Pokemon's one of those games that you go, yeah, I want to play it again. I'm going to go through, I'm going to level it up. And then you get to like level 6 with your Pidgey, and you're like, no, bored.
Yeah, it was a good game to distract you. But I've been playing X or Y, one of the new ones. And it is, even with all the cool new fancy stuff they're doing, the core gameplay is very dull.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing you need to know is which types match up good against other types, and then use those types. when
it's just game entertainment has moved on since then.
Yeah, and there's no way to evolve Pokemon beyond that, maybe, unless real time. I think so. Each move has like an amount of time, and you have to counter, kind of like a fighting game, but a little bit more tactical. That could be interesting, but yeah, they need to evolve the formula, I think,
and bringing better graphics to it.
Oh, have you ever seen the new one?
It's not 3D. I want Skyrim or Fallout style minimum graphics.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want no Pokemon Arena style.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, the problem with that, the reason they haven't done that, to my knowledge, because it's bugged me about every game, is because they don't animate each Pokemon doing every single move, because there's so many. That's like 750 Pokemon, each can do like, let's say 30 moves. Oh, you gotta animate 22,500 moves. So they just have these vague like, oh, this is a physical attack, this is an electric attack.
Yeah, it's understandable. And if you put the effort in,
if Nintendo made a high budget Pokemon, that would be awesome. Like they make like a full out budget game, but it's Pokemon, some form of MMO or something.
That I would get.
Everyone get it. Like you could be successful without necessarily even having a good game, just something that people are intrigued in. So.
But you'll never see it on YouTube because they'll take down all the videos.
Okay. We'll limit ourselves to a minute each. So, would you like to rant at Nintendo, or would you like me to do the honors?
You feel free. You can always rant at Nintendo.
God, that Nintendo if they not understand.
If they don't want the free publicity, then fair enough. I can tell you firsthand that playing a game on YouTube will sell more copies. I have personally sold 3 copies of Fallout in the 5 episodes that have been out on my channel so far. 3 people have bought the game from watching me. That's 3. What's that, like £150 or more, £170 of revenue that they would not have got if I didn't play it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, right. And the thing is, some games might be negatively affected. I think, Telltale
Only if
games,
the game is bad.
Or if it's so story-driven that you don't need to play it after you've watched it. There's a few games
like my Telltale Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly right. It surprises me they're so YouTube-friendly because of that exact reason, right? Like, they're a company that make games that are so based around the story, but then they're so friendly of YouTubers. Have you got any messages from them?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, this is awkward, but
I'm not that special.
Let's just say I have a Telltale guy now.
It might be because I really complained about the price point throughout like the last video of it.
I did too, and I anyway, yeah. So let's blame on that. But anyway, so my quick minute for Nintendo, they have the games so some games like that, Telltale are best watched than played sometimes. But Nintendo games are the ones that make you want to play more Nintendo games. I'll watch like a Mario Party video and be like, oh, I really want to play some Mario Party. I'll watch a Pokemon video and be like, oh, I kind of want to play that Pokemon, relive the nostalgia again. And for Nintendo to be like, it's our game, so we can just take as much as we want. And they took 100% at first, and then they had this generous offer where they'd give 70% of your money back to you. And you have to take it, or if you don't take it and sign up for a contract with them, you can't get it. And it's like, oh my god, this is awful. Plus, it's only Nintendo of Japan, the people who own the rights, that want to do this. Everyone in Nintendo of America kind of secretly disagrees with the idea, and it's like, ooh, well, that's awful. So yeah, Nintendo, you're dumb. Learn to internet.
Learn to internet. Move with the times.
So yeah, that's if you don't know about the Nintendo thing, they're awful. Just if you're a YouTuber, don't ever play a Nintendo game, or you put your channel in a whole bunch of troubles, basically. So anyway, let's move on to the final segment of the show, which again is only possible thanks to our guests. You want to know a gaming?
Woo!
But basically, it is a quick would you rather / random question at each other. Because again, I can't ask my own questions, and I like the would you rather format because it's a nice binary 1-0 option. We can have a little debate over it, and this one is it's I guess it's actually reasonably easy, but I don't know if it is because it is would you rather legally change your last name to Hitler or never eat any form of chocolate again. See, and that's a big commitment to make either way, right?
Yeah, because I'm not the world's biggest chocolate eater. I like chocolate.
Are you?
I'll eat it, but I'm also not the world's biggest Hitler fan.
I was going to say, you're not the world's biggest Jew killer either, to my knowledge.
Yeah, no, it's not really on the list of things to do today.
Well, I mean... I mean, AJ Hitler, it almost has... No, it just... There's no ring to it either.
Don't even think about... No. As far as YouTube goes...
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't... You'd have to...
You wouldn't let that out.
Well, you have one extra reason to hide your second
name. You would never let
right?
it out, or you would build your channel around your last name being Hitler.
Like... what would you be like... what would your intro be like? Ah... And then you'd be in German. No, that again, this is terrible. This is terrible.
Yes, it's cutting the line.
Which is it, though?
I would rather have the surname Hitler.
Oh, is chocolate that valuable to you?
I think I would rather have the option to eat chocolate. Plus, it would be really funny to sign your name Hitler, like on checks and stuff.
I feel as though some amount of the population will hate you on sight and think that you did it out of like Hitler love, though.
Yeah.
So,
but then when you explain, no, it's my name.
Yeah, I feel as though it adds an extra step to every point of your life because you're signing a form. They're like, no, sign your name. No, don't sign Hitler. That's kind of offensive. You're like,
yeah.
Well, it was either this or never eat chocolate again. And
so, do you agree with me or?
As cool as Andrew Hitler is, as interesting a name as that is, I think just to make. I think not eating chocolate again is almost something you might do for dietary reasons. And it's like, I'm sacrificing a lot, but it's kind of good for me. Whereas changing your name to Hitler, you're sacrificing a lot. And it's...
Basically, you could reword the question itself to, would you rather be unhappy for the rest of your life or talk or explain your name for the rest of your life?
Well, I don't need chocolate necessarily to be happy. I'm quite concerned that like
I don't know. In some cases, you're like, I need some chocolate, and then when you don't have any in the house, it's just like
I'm looking at
depressed.
I've got a picture of Hitler and a picture of chocolate on my screen. It's like, I would like to eat some of that chocolate. You know, okay. Can I go halfway? No, there's no real halfway here, is there? Okay, I think I'm gonna if I can switch, like, and I can change the name Hitler back and then eat the chocolate again. I'll go Hitler. And at some point, I'll regret it. And
like switch. For half your life.
Oh, actually, at that point, eat chocolate. And no, wait, don't eat chocolate. Then when I turn old and being Hitler will just make people think that it's a crazy old person thing. Then if I could switch, I'd go never eat chocolate again. No, I'd go never. I'd eat chocolate and then I'd not eat chocolate.
Okay, but for the actual question, the answer is
okay. Final answer: never eat chocolate again, just because I can justify it. Almost dietarily and find like a substitute later.
You'd probably be healthier, to be fair.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a technically benefit as well as a loss. Whereas Hitler is just loss.
So we agreed, basically.
Are we? I thought you said you wanted to change your name to Hitler.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I want more chocolate.
Diametrically disagree.
Yeah.
But what's your question for me?
So my question,
yes,
is: would you rather permanently have really bad breath and nothing you do will change your breath, or be unable to hold in farts ever?
Okay, so again, I'm going to address this from the kind of working it out, like the benefits and
logical
losses. Yeah, so bad breath forever sucks. Don't get me wrong. I think if your breath smells bad, you're going to lose a lot of people on your first thing.
You're not going to be able to talk to people up close.
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to kiss.
But the not holding in and like farts, just making them all go out. Wait. So what I'm saying here is that's really really bad, just all across the board. Whereas if you can't ever hold it in, it kind of pains you a tiny bit to hold it in anyway. So you get a little bit of benefit because it's just like it's part of the thing. I just can't. It just goes out. And
I must say, I never bothered to hold them in anyway.
I'm about 50-50. I think that's the correct ratio. I'm going to make sure I watch out when I'm in a room with you now. So.
Better out than in.
I don't know. I think you might. Although you do internally combust if you hold them in too many. Do you know if that's real, by the way? There's a special word for it, though, isn't there? Spontaneous combustion.
That's it. Yeah.
But is it real, Or is
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I'm not so sure on that.
No, there's been multiple cases. I don't think it's through. It wasn't through holding in farts. It was a chemical-driven reaction in this one guy. But yeah, it legitimately did happen.
Yeah, wow. It's SHC. It's so rare that we can't work out the reasons.
Yeah, we have no idea why it happens, but it's a chemical in bodily thing.
But, current scientific consensus is that most cases of SHC involved overlooked external source of ignition. So, I think it's having gas in there is maybe just gonna make you more likely to die from...
Yeah, but only is it 7.5% of all humans create methane when they fart.
I did not know that. That's a handy little fact.
The gas that when people light farts, the chemical that lights is nitrogen.
See, I've never done that because I saw a video once where
it goes wrong.
And I know it must be fake, maybe, but just the idea of an explosion going off there is like, you know what? I think my life could do without that. So, but anyway, to answer your question, would you rather? I think I'll just let farts out all the time because I can move quickly away from those. But when getting close to someone is something that you kind of have a net loss just all across the board.
Yeah, I mean having bad breath sucks no matter what. But if you couldn't control your farts, I mean it would be bad, but you could turn it into somewhat of a game. Like you could go near someone and just wait and then just leave as soon as it happens. You don't get the blame.
That's true.
But there are going to be situations where it's really not going to be good. Like the cinema on a scene where someone dies. Do you know what I mean? And like he's on the deathbed, she kisses him on the forehead for the last time as they're lowering the coffin in, everyone's crying. You just rip
I'm
one
picturing
out.
that on a first date too. Like
yeah, on a first date. If you could laugh it off, if you had the personality to laugh it off, then it'll help the situation.
Even then, there's some amount of opinion degradation that's going to happen, where they're going to be like, dude...
You're in a job interview.
Oh my God.
You've been unemployed for the last 3 years due to this problem.
But
one person finally gives you a chance. You're midway through the interview. It's going really, really well, and then just...
I feel as though you'll lose more jobs from bad breath than you will from farting. Because...
when I worked at cash converters, we got rid of someone for bad breath. No joke.
Did you tell them about it? They just didn't fix it? Oh, okay.
Yep. After multiple warnings, it was the worst breath that I have ever smelled in my life. We had more complaints from customers through that than anything else.
Is it the sort of breath where you imagine they've been doing nothing but chowing down on feces for the past half an hour?
It was like he constantly chewed tobacco for 24 hours a day.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? It was.
Is that a thing you do over there in Norfolk? Like chew tobacco or something?
Chew tobacco? No, it's not. We're not that southern.
I was going to say, like, you're the east of the UK, but you're the south of the US, really. That's what you are.
No, it was disgusting. Like, absolutely unbelievable. And you could tell to his face. That's like how bad it got in the end. And he just wouldn't care. Just didn't affect him.
So you had to fire him, and he was just like, oh, okay, I'll move on about my day. Or was he actually heartbroken by a little bit?
I didn't really... I wasn't facing
Did you not
him
like to go
when
near
I
him too
fired
much?
I wasn't facing his way when I fired him.
Just like, get out, get out, get out.
While covering my mouth and looking the other way. It's kind of breath that made your eyes burn.
Oh, jeez, man. I'm picturing all this bad breath, and it's making me go, oh, let's not do this. Anyway, that was episode 7 of the Toy Cat Show. Quick little thing. If Zono is a regular guest, which at this point it seems like we do have to rename this, but we'll come up with a show name on some future episode. So if you have any suggestions, we'll peruse through them next time. So leave them in the comments down below. Look at that. Wasn't that smooth?
That was smooth. That was a transition from the gods.
A segue, if you will. Oh,
Yeah.
I used to think that when people said they were segueing, that it was like they were picturing, like the big Segway things. But apparently, segue is actually an English word to describe the thing that is like segueing from topic to topic. So I learned something new, and
like branching.
like branching.
A more simpler word.
Well, I mean, I think it's a bit more specific, but yeah, branching's cooler. I like that. I like segue because I can picture a segue every single time. So I'm
going
I'm
left or right at the road.
But yeah, that is episode 7. Leave a comment with the thing I just said and like it if you did like it. But anyway, that's been enough of our voices. So second channel, don't care. Goodbye.
Bye.